Does the name Irena Sendler sound familiar to you? Irena Sendler was a Polish social worker during World War II who saved more than 2,000 Jewish children by hiding them from the Nazi German military and then smuggling them one by one out of the Warsaw Ghetto. She risked her life doing that. Now, many teachers choose her example to teach about empathy, responsibility, and solidarity with people in need. To honor and remember Irena Sendler in Britain, a new statue is being erected in Newark-on-Trent. Why did you choose Irena Sendler?
She was extremely inspiring to me. She was one of the best examples of a human being in all of her qualities. My daughter-in-law posted a short video of Irena explaining what she'd done. I was so impressed that I said right there and then that I wanted to make a statue of her. I wanted that my art do something meaningful and sort of said something really important about humanity. Almost her entire life was dedicated to saving children and providing a future for the children of this world, regardless of caste or creed or nationality. There aren't many pictures of her, so I suppose the most challenging thing was to create a sculpture that I thought truly represented the way she looked or would have looked, and capturing a mood. Every time that she passed the guards outside of the Warsaw Ghetto, the fear must have been immense, but she was able to do all that she did. A little woman of less than 5 feet tall had such an immense spirit.
Well, there's 6 or 7 processes involved in making this particular sculpture. Once it's modelled, we will then make a silicon mould. We then make a wax copy of it, an exact replica. A second mould with ceramic is then made around the wax. The wax is then melted out. The bronze is poured into the ceramic mould. The bronze can be then cleaned up, assembled. Because it's cast in sections, we then have to rejoin it all together. And because of the nature of the sculpture, with the hands joining, the figures in slightly different positions and connected to the base. The biggest challenge is reconnecting all the pieces, trying to get them all to marry together.
The pupils are very small when you're stressed. When you're relaxed, the pupils become larger, so she's very stressed. And the stress is here also. I found a picture of a Syrian refugee walking across the desert sand barefoot, carrying her child, just like this. And this was the model for the way Irena is carrying this child. I think a sculpture has to tell a story, and there's no greater story as far as I'm concerned than Irena's. Irena's walking through a street where people have been killed. Right in front of these children, there have been horrific murders. That's the kind of environment that she's saving these children from. It's not just a walk in the park. She's stepping on a piece of the war. You could say she took on the might of the entire Nazi war machine, the vilest, most horrendous group of people who were dedicated in the most methodical way to eradicating these children who've done nothing. And she took on all of them. She walked those streets hundreds of times rescuing these children. She didn't have to do this. She was just a human being with the highest moral code that you could imagine. This is a story everyone should know.
You can find out more about Irena Sendler by a simple Google search or by looking up Polish Cultural Institute London.